Welcome to Mainely Motorsports. I'm your host, Steve Perry. Flying solo this week is a lot of stuff to bring you, and not a lot of time to chit chat. So I figured, what the heck? Let everybody sit home, watch the race. Don't bring them in, and I'll just get us through another episode of Mainely Motorsports. But really want to first off throw a big shout out to Dave Thomas and his entire staff over there at the DT100, as it was. They put that event on over there at Main Indoor Karting this past weekend and raised over $30,000 for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So, you know, put the racers, the race fans together last weekend in February. A little go-kart event up here in Scarborough, Maine, puts $30,000 plus over $30,000 in the Make-A-Wish Foundation bank account to be able to grant wishes to, you know, children having life-threatening illnesses or families, and just, you know, I remember when the first event started over there at Maine, Victory Lane Karting. I don't know, I think he had 60, 70 racers, and they, you know, they didn't know what to expect. Nobody did, and, you know, a lot of the people were from the super modified ranks, so, you know, you didn't have that Maine-based flavor, so to speak. But the Mainers have jumped on board. You're starting to see some drivers from, you know, the series that travel, the ACT series, the PASS series, drivers from Oxford and Beechridge, Wiscasset. You're starting to see the drivers come out and support this from locally, and really hats off to them, and congratulations to all the winners that you know, that really played a part in this whole event. And you know, they do it right. Speed 51 gets involved. Obviously, Mainly Motorsports, you know, brings you highlights. Victory Lane Radio out of Vermont. You know, so they're getting the word out, and it's a chance to really follow along in this event. And, you know, speaking of following along, our own Dave McGuire, you know, the videographer from Star Speedway that you'll see a lot of times at the Oxford 250 or a few other races, travels out with us and does video for us. He represented Mainly Motorsports in the media race, and he was pretty excited as he came home with a podium finish. And I don't know, Brandon Paul from Speed 51 picked up another win. This guy's like the king of go-karts. So, but congratulations to everybody that participated, all the racers that raised money, and Dave Thomas and his entire staff for the endless hours of effort that go into this event. And we're going to show you the races. I don't want to say the races that mattered, but the finals of the heavies, the mediums, and the lights later on in the show. But right now, before we take a break, we're going to show you a highlight piece that Dave McGuire put together, some of the heat action, some of the driver introductions, some of the faces and names and people that were at this event. And like I said, a great event to promote, you know, for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So congratulations to everybody involved.
You don't have to wait until the end of camping season to get your best price. Hi, I'm Scott from Scott's Recreation. We're starting our end of season sale now. This is our biggest selection ever. Fifth wheels with savings up to $20,000. Big selection of toy haulers starting at only $19,999. 2015 Trail Runner bunkhouses with super slides and island kitchens for only $199 per month. Motorhomes, truck campers, and more. Financing available. Trades welcome.
Scott's Recreation, Turner and Manchester, Maine. Don't let the other guys rough you up. Shop online at otmotorsales.com.
Clark's Eastside Scrap and Westside Scrap, two of the region's most efficient scrap yards. Both locations have the latest and greatest equipment, along with large capacity scales that are constantly calibrated to ensure honest weights. Car crushing, roll-off containers, scrap metal. Clark's Eastside Scrap in Chelsea and Clark's Westside Scrap in Farmingdale. Don't fix it, scrap it.
Mainly Motorsports TV, brought to you by
Moody's Collision Centers, now with 7 convenient locations: Gorham, Scarborough, Biddeford, Portland, Sanford, Lewiston, and now South Portland. Visit us at moodyscollision.com.
Southern Maine Motors, out to be Maine's #1 Chrysler Dodge Jeep dealership, Route 1 Saco.
Well, a couple weeks ago, we had our race and preview event, the same weekend as the Daytona 500, and we had some vendors in the house that out there trying to promote their products through the racing side of the sport. You know, a lot of them can be seen or do other type of things, but this was a racing event, and they were trying to spread their word and spread their product to the racers, and you know, really had a good time. Some of them have been with me for a few shows. Some of them have been with me for every show I've done. So really, really excited, and want to give them their chance to, you know, talk a little bit about what they do and what they're available and how you can get in touch with them. So we got 3 in this segment, and we'll come back with 3 more a little bit later on. So enjoy what the vendors that participated in Race and Preview have to say about their business, the event, and anything else.
All right, guys, I'm over here with Warren at ASM Graphics, and you guys do full body wraps and vinyl work, correct?
That's right, yeah.
Now, a lot of guys are starting to go to the body wrap. After they buy the paint, they buy the vinyl, they have it installed, they're right where you can help them out with the full meal deal.
Absolutely. We save them a lot of time. It doesn't have to spend days in a body shop. There's no cost of, you know, paint, primer, tape, all that stuff. We can do a complete car in about 6 to 8 hours from start to finish. So, you know, they don't have to tie the car up for a few days, and they're good to go.
Now, a lot of guys have been talking like, well, what happens if I get wrecked and I tear the left fender and door off and I need to have that rewrapped? How hard is that?
No big deal. We just, you know, on the wrap, we just cut the portion out we need, put it on, we're done.
So you guys keep a digital file of the whole wrap, and if they say I need door and rear quarter, you take care of it. That sounds awesome.
Absolutely. You know, they can get the stuff all mounted on the car, and it can be done in probably a couple hours to put a door and a fender on or whatever.
Now, a lot of people who don't know what an actual wrap is, you guys completely wrap the exterior of the car with graphics, numbers, sponsors, all printed on the complete wrap.
Yeah, we wrap everything, every part of the car on the exterior of the car we wrap.
Now, I know you guys have an interesting story in how you got started. What can you tell me about that?
Well, I've been in the sign business since I was a kid. I did hand lettering back when I was in high school and stuff like that, and eventually worked up to having my own shop and then get into the vinyl business, and lived right here in Maine all my life. And about 10 years ago I decided to make a move to North Carolina, so I sold my business here and hooked up with Andy Santerre down there, worked for him for quite a few years, and I worked at a sign shop there. And when Andy's business gets to the point where he could hire somebody full-time as a truck driver and stuff, went to work for him. And we got talking about it one day. The money he was spending on vinyl for his own cars, it made sense for us to go out and buy the equipment. And so we bought the equipment, him and I together. And then after he sold his business, the new buyer didn't really have an interest in the vinyl business. So I took the business over myself, and we just grew it from there. And we still run that business down there. And then we started another one up here last October.
You know, they always say people who move out of Maine always move back.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm telling you guys, if you're thinking about a wrap, seriously, sit down, look at the money you spent on paint and vinyl, and then come give him a call. Give Warren a call, and he'll give you a nice price quote, and I'll bet you'll find it's pretty reasonable.
An average car today is anywhere from $1,500 to $1,800, and that's everything. The whole car, that's your lettering, your paint job, everything. So what you spend on paint and body work and tape and wasted time in a body shop, we can save them a lot of money.
All right, Warren, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
All right, I'm over here with Spencer with Crazy Horse Racing. They got a great display, and they promise no balloons will hit the ceiling today, right?
Yeah, that's one thing. We don't want to come down during a Red Claws game. So we're going to be on our best behavior here today for sure.
Well, we're over here with Crazy Horse Racing, and we're also talking about a big project that you got to work with. And I saw that at Augusta we were selling squares on the tailgate, on the trunk lid, and there's a lot of names on there. What's going on with that?
Yeah, this is a community car. It was built by middle school kids. So we're trying to get some of the people in the community to donate. We're selling squares on the tailgate for $100 a piece, and then we're also selling spots on the interior for $25, along with some T-shirts, some stickers, and we have our own little store over here. And Sully will be trying to hustle that from you guys if you stop in, and we look forward to seeing you.
Now, I remember at the Augusta show, we had a lot of fun with you guys. You had a lot of kids here that were all part of this building program, and not only did they help you build it, they helped you paint it, they even did some of the graphic designs on the vinyl work. It's awesome.
Yeah, they're involved in every aspect of it. There's so many different things that go into getting a race car ready for the track through marketing and graphic design, like you talked about, and along with getting the car ready itself. So every aspect, leadership, financial management. There's a lot that goes into it, and these kids have been along every step of the way.
So you're going to have the most fans in the grandstands on opening day with the Aspire Hire program. Every kid in town is going to be supporting you. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I would hope that I'd get a most popular driver award. I mean, I know I get at least 45 fans out there, so and then their parents and stuff like that. And I'd like to think I got 1 or 2 left over from last year. So we're really excited. It's been a blast so far, and I think it's just going to get better. I wish the snow would hurry up and go away, and we get on the racetrack.
Well, I know, like I said, it was a great program. It's awesome to see these kids. You got a video going over there of the kids actually building the car. Yeah. Unbelievable. I think it's great what you're doing, and keep up the great work.
Thank you. We will. It's it was really impressive everything that they've done, and I think this is only the half of it. You wait till the Oxford 250, you guys will see something.
Awesome. Well, great. Thank you, Spencer, very much. All right, I'm over here with Embroidery Expertise. I'm with Deb. Deb, you guys have a great display of hats, shirts, and some blanks, but you guys can fix that, right?
We can. We brought basically a sample of hats because people, they want to try them on. They want to know, they're particular how they fit them. Some like fitted hats, some like, adjustable. So that's why we brought the blanks, but we can absolutely put anything they want on them.
Now, I know a lot of race teams are starting to get on board with doing stuff like this, and I've heard a lot of people say, you show up with a crew wearing matching shirts with embroidery, their sponsor's name, you've already won the race.
Pretty much. I mean, it brings you that confidence level when you walk in. You're already that team. You're already successful. You look like you have your act together, and you're looking for new sponsors. That's a way. They're like, that's a team that knows what they want, that they're going after it. Professional look. Now, I see hats and shirts. You guys do sweatshirts, everything. We do pretty much anything you want to put your logo on, we can do it. So, yeah.
Now, is it just embroidering, or do you do anything else?
We also do screen printing and heat prints. So, for T-shirts, if you don't really always want to put embroidery on that. It kind of isn't heavy enough for that. But yeah, all sorts of options.
All right. Now, if we wanted to find you, where would we find you? Where are you located? Do you have a website?
We're located in Sanford, 1811 Main Street, near Cabana's Auto Body. And we don't have a website, but Facebook, Embroidery Expertise.
Perfect. Well, thanks for your time, Deb. We'll see you in 2015.
Thank you very much.
Today's vehicles are equipped with complex safety features, such as anti-lock brakes, seatbelt restraints, and airbag systems. Even collision avoidance systems. Not available on all models. Hi, I'm Sean Moody from Moody's Collision Centers. We don't wish bad luck on anyone, but even with today's technology, we need to keep our eyes on the road and our hands on the wheel.
Moody's Collision Centers, now with 9 locations in Maine. Patman's Redemption and Agency Liquor Store is located at 95 Tanberg Trail in Windham, Maine. With over 400 feet of hard liquor and 15 doors of ice-cold beer and soda, Patman's can handle all of your beverage needs. And if it's wine on your agenda, we have over 300 varieties in stock. Then when the party's over, Patman's can handle all of your main returnables, and we welcome all bottle drives. And if you're late for the race, drop off the bottles and pick up the cash at your convenience.
Hey, this is Pat Man himself, just letting you know that Pat Man's is your one-stop shop for all your thirsty needs.
Welcome back to Mainly Motorsports, and speaking of racing preview, we all know what the biggest news to come out of there was, as the raffle car, 6:30, actually it was a little bit later than 6:30 because I lost the keys to get into the drum, but anyway, that's another story for another day. But the raffle car was given away, and Mike Moody from up there in Wiscasset, or actually lives in Topsom, picked up the win, his first win of the season, and probably the biggest win that he'll have all year by winning the raffle car for his $25 investment. So we caught up with Mike. Obviously we had that night, the whole festivity going on with the raffle, but then Mike came and picked up the car this past weekend, and we had a couple words with him, his plans, and just talking about the whole weekend and how it worked out that, his name was the lucky one being drawn. So enjoy what Mike has to say and about the fact that he is now a proud owner of a super late model.
As much as I'd like to keep my money, I hope the person here is the winner, because I want to give you money and have you on the radio and on TV and everybody be able to congratulate you. So this is Jake from State Farm. No. This is Jake. He's the manager of the Portland Expo. So nobody here has a knife in the fight. Nobody, and we wanted to make it as impartial. So you're going to make somebody pretty happy, huh?
Absolutely. I'm glad I get to do it for the second year in a row.
Yeah. All right. So as you pull it out, I don't want you to show the name or anything. I mean, you got it in your head. I want to kind of think and see if I think the person's here or not. So, all right. So reach in there, eyes closed, heads looking the other way. Well, I do know the person. I just don't know if they're here. Should I call it, or should I call their phone and see if they answer? Okay.
The first number's an 8.
Oh. 841?
Yeah, 8272.
All right, now let's everybody be quiet for a second and see if we can hear somebody's phone ring. No, I'm good.
Everybody's looking at their phones.
Does anybody hear anybody's phone ringing in the area? No. Hey, Mike? Yeah, Steve Perry from Mainely Motorsports. Hey, you know what you're the proud owner of?
What's that?
What's that? Are you serious? Are you serious? You just won yourself a super late model.
Are you serious?
No, why would I call you at 6:30? Like I got nothing better to do? And I don't even have your number.
Yeah, unbelievable. I don't even know what to say.
No, but Mike Moody from up by Wiscasset, Woolworth's Way, has won himself a Pro Stock. So congratulations to Mike Moody. But you know what? Hey, wait a minute. Mike, I'm going to call you back, but you can go in and you can do your thing. But I got to talk to these people some more. All right, I don't want anybody to run off yet because I'm going to keep drawing. The first 3 names that I get that people are in the building, I'm going to give you each $100. So if you're willing to hang around for that, I'm willing to do it. So is anybody interested in that? Yeah. All right, I can draw these ones now. Well, you can. Well, I'll know if they're here. You got that ticket? Is Danny Ware here? I don't know. Somebody just come unglued. Danny Ware?
3 kids walking, so I'm pretty happy with them.
All right. Danny, come up here. All right, man, you didn't win a car, but I'm going to give you $100, okay? So you got to stand right there. See if we can give it another 100. And this is just me out of the goodness of my heart, because I appreciate everybody coming here and supporting this. And oh, is Vanessa Jordan here? Now let's see who comes up, Vanessa or Richard. Richard, where's Vanessa? Hey! She didn't win a car either. It's like The Price is Right, like that consolation game. So don't go figure. The first two I draw for 100 are here. The guy with a car, he's home doing nothing. Is Debbie Dorr here? You know what's funny? They have the tickets printed up for me, and she bought the first ticket. So I don't know if that was the first one. So these three all won $100. So thank you to everybody that participated. And I'm not making any promises about next year, but stay tuned. All right, now we've caught up with who I consider was probably the most excited person in the area on February 21st around 6:30. It was actually a little after 6:30, Mike, when I called you because I lost the key to get into the box. But talk about that. Your phone rings. It's a number. You probably didn't recognize the number, right?
No, definitely didn't recognize the number, and I heard your voice, but I honestly thought it was a mean, cruel joke.
Well, it's funny because my buddy that owns Trackside Racing Supplies, I had called him a little after 6 because I had a question. So he thought he won the car as soon as he see the number. He thought, and you thought I was really a mean creep. Like all those tickets I sold, I needed to stop playing jokes on people, huh?
I wasn't sure. Just stuff like that never happens to me, so I just didn't believe it.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I told every person when I was selling tickets was every person that won something at some point in their life was going to say, I don't win nothing. And you just won a Super Late model for $25. I mean, put it in perspective of what that does for a guy that's been a racer his whole life, and you always keep wanting to move up the ladder, and you just did it for $25.
Yeah, it's definitely an opportunity that I probably would never have without winning it. So I'm very excited and looking forward to it.
Now, the plans are you are going to race Wiscasset. You're going to take this car up there and take that that step to the top level.
That's definitely what we're thinking about. We're going to get it home and see exactly what we've got, but the plans of right now are definitely going to race it.
No, that's huge, and I was really hoping that it would go to a racer because to follow the exploits of the car, and that's one of the things, and this is what I'm offering to you for your sponsors is we want to follow along with you this year, and the $25 race car is what we call it. So as you're out trying to sell yourself and sell your race team to sponsors, that's one of the things you can let them know is you're going to get plenty of airtime on Mainly Motorsports because we want to follow along with it and show people that what you did with it. So I mean, it's just a little thing that we can try to give back to help you.
Awesome. We really appreciate all you've done, and we're really excited for this upcoming season.
So tell everybody how many tickets you bought and when you bought it.
Just one. I saw this car at multiple different places and just kind of hesitated. We went to the expo Friday night and bought one ticket, and that was all it took.
That was all it took. So for $25, you're going racing, and like I said, we're going to follow along, and anybody's looking to help you out, right? Wiscasset, they got that flex schedule, so it's a little more, I think it's a great idea what they do up there. So we want to congratulate you, Mike, on winning this car, and it was exciting to call you because I know you were spending the day with your family, and so two great things, spending the day with the family and winning a race car, all on February 21st.
Yeah, it definitely was a great day. Hope to have many more.
Yeah, so that's Mike Moody, the winner of this raffle car, and next year, I'm not committing yet, but I'm about 98% sure we're going to do it again. So if you didn't win this year, you always got next year. So congratulations again to Mike Moody, and make sure you follow along with him this year as he chases the Pro Stock crown up there at Wiscasset Speedway. Welcome to Mainly Motorsports.
To order copies of a show, send a check or money order for $15, shipping and handling included, to Mainly Motorsports, 326 Roosevelt Trail, Windham, Maine, 04062. And please add a description of the show.
I did not grow up in the car business. I started as a technician in a small garage, and now lucky enough to own my own dealership. I think buying a new car should be hassle-free with pricing up front. We like to negotiate with everyone the same way. Our goal is for our customers to feel good and make it easy and quick if they so desire. We pay our sales staff to help satisfy your needs, not to collect a traditional commission.
Southern Maine Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Maine's only Viper dealer, Route 1 Saco.
Award season event is going on now.
For a trusted name in residential and commercial site work in the Southern Maine area, call Peter Pettit Excavating. We can handle everything from the complete house lot to those nasty water and sewer line repairs. Septic systems are another area that we specialize in. During the snow season, Pettit Excavating has the equipment to handle any size job.
And when the race season arrives, be sure to follow the number 7 Hewitt's Family Restaurant Chevrolet on the past Super Late Model Tour.
Call 207-282-9305 to get the job done right. That's Peter Pettit Excavating.
Mainly Motorsports TV, brought to you by
Clark's Car Crushing, providing guaranteed honest weights with top dollar being paid.
Well, we're back with our second batch of vendors that we want to hear from the Race and Preview event. And, you know, I can't thank Lee Mortensen from Four Seasons Synthetic for all he does. I can't thank him enough for all he does for Mainly Motorsports, from being involved with my off-season shows, the TV show, Mainly Motorsports TV 400 kart race. Anything we do, we always seem to work together. We got some other things planned that we're going to talk about during the upcoming season. And really, Lee is just, he gives back to this sport and was involved with Wiscasset Speedway, their Driver of the Month program. So, you know, you, the racer, need to acknowledge people like Lee and these other vendors that support the sport, support Mainly Motorsports, support the off-season shows, support the other racers. So you really need to give back. But really can't thank Lee enough for all he does for us, and you know, as well as the other ones. So we'll catch up with 3 more vendors and welcome Mitch Brown to the vendor side of things. Mitch is a name that the Brown family has been over to Beech Ridge for years. His dad, Jim Brown, a lot of success. Mitch followed in his dad's tire track, so to speak, and you know, ran the late models over there. Always had beautiful cars, and you know, now he's on the ownership side of things as he's purchased Portland Speed, which is a name synonymous with Beech Ridge. They've been there for years, you know, selling parts right out there on Forest Avenue, almost the same location for many years. So it was good to see Mitch into the Race and Preview show, and we'll hear what he has to say about his business and how excited he is to get back dealing with the racers.
All right, I'm over here with Lee with AMSOIL. You got a great display. What's going on with AMSOIL in 2015?
Well, AMSOIL just introduced 2 brand spanking new products. A Performance 550 racing oil, primarily for the Mustangs, the high-performance Mustangs, but I can see there might be some people qualifying with a lighter oil and then racing with a thicker one. They also came out with a high performance for the Chrysler and the Nissans, a 040.
Now, I know everybody knows you are a huge fan of motorsports in Maine, and you're at all the tracks all summer long. You're promoting your business, but you're also having a ton of fun with all these guys. What's going on with you with that this year?
Well, for starters, if you can't have fun, there's no point in doing it.
Right.
All right. Right at this point in time, I'm still sponsoring the AMSOIL Nell Car Tour. I'm title sponsor there. I am doing the Driver of the Month and Driver of the Year program up at Wiscasset. And I still have a number of undisclosed number of teams that I sponsor all over the state.
I know I've seen a lot of guys coming up to you, a lot of handshaking, and you're promising I'll bring it to your house, I'll show up at the racetrack, and I'll get you that's why you're number 1 in this area.
Well, it's all about service. Not only that, we have the only privately held distribution center north of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. If somebody needs something, it's not a matter of, hey, I'll make a phone call and get it UPS'd in 2 or 3 days. I've got it. If I don't have it, you don't need it. At any given time, I got $30,000 to $50,000 worth of stock sitting on the floor. Got all the more popular items covered.
Now, besides motor oil, you have another bright idea over here.
Well, actually, I have 4 lines, but the 2 that are the money makers are the 2 I'm promoting. We also have our totally trouble-free lighting. Work lights. Draws 8 watts of power, puts out 180 watts of white light. It's LED, there's no heat. Put it in a polycarbonate case. It's virtually indestructible, waterproof, shock resistant. It's not going to burn you if you get up against it. Then we have the household type lights. We have a 9-watt bulb, ideally for like pot lamps or reading lamps or things like this. Only draws 9 watts of power and puts out 75 watts of white light. Hopefully you can see on camera the difference between that 9-watt bulb and this 9-watt bulb being a CFL. The white light makes a difference. Then we have one for like floodlights. I mean, these will fit in any standard socket. All right, this is just a vanity light. This draws 15 watts of power, puts out 300 watts of white light. And unlike a CFL, if you put this in a floodlight, you pull in your driveway, the motion detector kicks on, well, you've got instant light. Instant at 30 below, not like CFLs where you're inside the house before they come up to temperature, and you can see. Then the big granddaddy draws 24 watts of power. This has been on since 8 o'clock this morning. It puts out 500 watts of white light. You couldn't put your hand on a 60-watt bulb like this. This will light barges, garage, silos, you know. It works. LED technology.
We love LED lighting. Now, there's something else that's going on today, and you're really helping Steve out with the raffle car over here. What's going on with that? We kind of talked about it a little bit, but let's see what you think.
Well, I thought in talking to Steve, it was kind of disappointing that people didn't really understand the concept of buying a raffle ticket for $25 and maybe winning a car. And so I offered, I said, hey, Steve, I'll buy 100 tickets from you. All right? Now, if I win that car, well, then you and I'll do a cross promotion with maybe Wisconsin or something like that and give the car away. But to help you out, for every ticket sold on Saturday, I will send them over to my table and I'll give them a ticket. And maybe I'll bring luck to somebody and they'll win the car.
So what you're thinking is that if they win the car because you gave them a ticket, they're going to be putting AMSOIL in that thing.
No, not necessarily. It's just going to give me a shot in the arm. Hey, I brought somebody luck.
Well, that's great, Lee. I appreciate your time. And
I got to tell you something else. You see this AMSOIL Who Rag I have on here? That's Who Rag, H-O-O-R-A-G. I've got over 500 of these custom microfiber Who Rags made up. And anybody that gives me a call toll-free at 877-761-8375, I'll stick one in the mail to you. Now, if you want to see if it's something you want, go to HooRag, H-O-O-R-A-G.com. There's a video link. This can be worn in over 3 dozen different ways, either as bandanas, girls can wear it as a scrunchie, a scarf. Take a look at the video. If you want it, give me a buzz, and we'll get one in the mail to you.
All right, you're a man of many hats, or hoo-rags, as they would say.
Well, this way I'm going to see how many people watch Steve's show.
All right, thanks for your time, Lee. All right, I'm over here with Gene and Knick Knack Collectibles. You guys have a bunch of stuff over here, cups, cars, shirts. What's going on over here?
We're selling all kinds of merchandise. We have some sales going on today, and normally in the store there's also different sales going on.
Awesome. Now, I just talked with Steve, and he was very happy that I was over here talking to you because you've been supporting him from day one, and you come up here when he took over this show. He's very appreciative of that.
Yeah, it's a good show. I like coming down here, meeting the people, and just enjoying the show.
So you guys, it looks like you got some jackets, some shirts, die-cast cars, cups, a little bit of everything, matchboxes. What a great deal.
Yeah, 2015 merchandise is starting to roll in, so you can contact us for more information.
How do we get a hold of you if it's just not at a race show? Because I know you're in Augusta, you're here, but where do we find you during the summer?
12 Clinton Avenue in Winslow, Maine.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, I'm over here in one of the vendor booths, Portland Speed. I'm here with Mitch. Mitch, you guys got a bunch of great stuff over here. What's going on with Portland Speed?
Well, it's a company that's been around for probably 30 or 40 years, a couple different owners, and I just purchased the company in August from Brian Batchelder, who's had it for 20 or 25 years. So trying to breathe some new life into the company, and good place to do it was right here in Portland.
Well, I can tell you there's not a lot of true speed shops out there anymore. I mean, you got your standard auto parts stores, but there's nobody that really has the niche on performance and accessories. But you guys have a great display here.
Right.
And it's good to go to somebody who works with the stuff every day, day in and out.
You're right. Well, hopefully that's the case. You know, there's a lot of TV shows on now of, you know, how to rebuild your hot rod, and, you know, and that's made a lot of interest with a lot of people. And hopefully they, you know, go out and buy a car and come down and see us, and, you know.
Now, you guys offer a full line of parts, and what are the big things that you're selling here today at the race show?
Today I've had a lot of interest in safety equipment. I just 5 minutes ago sold a racing suit. There's a lot of people around that do a really good job with the Circle Track equipment. The cars are very specialized now, but you know, I'm trying to do a good job at keeping wheels in stock, all the safety equipment. You know, anything somebody needs is only a day or two away that I can get for them. So.
Well, I can tell you the most common thing when a person buys a vehicle, because I'm a hot rod guy myself, first thing you do, you find a different set of wheels, because you don't want to look like every other car that's already on the street. And like I said, you guys have a big display here, and 1 to 2 days away on some custom wheels.
Nothing changes the appearance of a vehicle more than a set of wheels. And there's a lot of places to buy them, but But if somebody wants to stop in and check out what we have, I'd be more than happy to talk to them.
Well, everybody knows the name Portland Speed, but where do we find you?
955 Forest Avenue in Portland.
Well, this is Mitch. Make sure you come over and see him at Portland Speed. He'll help you deck out your ride.
Cool.
Hi, I'm Johnny Wolf.
And I'm Dan Wolf. We've been selling and servicing vehicles on Route 25 in Gorham since 1972.
Wolf Auto Service offers state inspections, tires, brakes, and suspension.
21st Century Motors has a great selection of cars and trucks starting at $29.99.
With no mortgage and low overhead, we sell and service at guaranteed lowest prices.
We're just 6 miles west of Turnpike, exit 47 on Route 25 in Gorham. Online at 21stcenturymaine.com.
We've got the car you've been looking for at OT Motor Sales. Shop online at otmotorsales.com.
Well, welcome back to Mainly Motorsports, and we mentioned earlier in the show, DT 100, how big an event it was, and how much these races want to win. It's like any other race; they always want to win, but this is the one that, you know, I call it that all-star race. For Dylan Moltz, he's running up against the likes of guys that run other series, other tracks. Kyle Treadwell, same thing. Albie Olvet, he's won this race twice, and when he took the checkered flag for winning the race the third time, he was just as excited as if he had won a big race down to Lee USA Speedway. I mean, these guys really put their heart and soul into this event. They want to advance through all the qualifying procedures, which is kind of like a World of Outlaws Chili Bowl type of thing. As many times you have to keep advancing and to advance into the finals and race your peers, and they break it down into weight divisions. So it's really a fair event, and the cream rises to the top, and at the end, those three did. So congratulations to the winners, Dylan Moltz, Kyle Treadwell, and Albie Olvid. And we're going to show you some highlights of each event, as well as a little clip in the media race of Brandon Paul picking up a win over our guy Dave McGuire and Mike Twist. So enjoy the highlights and the feature event action from the DT 100 right over there at Maine Indoor Karting.
Three-car wreck up there, looks like. Everybody will be able to continue, I do think. Look at that, Dave McGuire wants that Mainely Motorsports money. He's up to third, he's on podium right now. Green flag, back in the over, back on the race. Come on, Dave, get up there. Down to the lead, shaking up a little bit of contact up front. White flag is in the air. Good out to your Balderino. Oh, big hit over there. He keeps it going straight. That'll rally your fingers up a little bit. High noble experience. Second flag is in the air, and we will release. Second.
Today's vehicles are equipped with complex safety features such as anti-lock brakes, seatbelt restraints, and airbag systems. Even collision avoidance systems. Not available in all models. Hi, I'm Sean Moody from Moody's Collision Centers. We don't wish bad luck on anyone, but even with today's technology, we need to keep our eyes on the road and our hands on the wheel.
Moody's Collision Centers, now with 9 locations in Maine.
Mainely Motorsports TV, brought to you by
Scotch Recreation. Whether you're thinking about your first camper or looking to upgrade your current one, Scotch Recreation can help you. Get both our Route 202 Manchester and our Route 4 Turner locations and online at scotchrecreation.com.
LKQ Corp. Any part, any repair, anywhere. Located on Route 202 in Gorham.
To checkerboard square for the third time in the D200.
Get the right car at the right price. OTMotorsales.com.
Not sure what brand tire to buy? Town Fair Tire has them all. Michelin, Goodyear, Firestone, Bridgestone, Pirelli, Toyo, Yokohama, Hankook, and more. No matter what size or brand, Town Fair Tire beats all the competition, even online prices. We'll also do a free front wheel alignment with any tire purchase. Name brand tires, the lowest prices, free alignment. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
We're officially into March, so one more month, and then as we hit the month of April, race season kicks off. So getting ready to start our kickoff to the season as we bring some track promoters, tour promoters, racers themselves, champions, young drivers, older drivers. You know, we bring them in and we talk about the 2015 season, and I think it's going to be a great 2015 season. I mean, we've obviously we've talked about the ACT pass unification, where they'll be working together not only on race events but race days, as they're not scheduling major events against each other. You know, so that was big news. Big news of the Pro All-Star Series making their trek down to New Hampshire Motor Speedway. I mean, that's huge. You know, it don't get no bigger than running on that big track. You know, ask the ACT guys that have been doing it now for quite a few years, and their first time getting the opportunity to go there. Obviously, Star, Lee, you know, they got big things. You know, Lee, I don't know if there's a track out there that has all the tours making an appearance at their track. They could be the only one between the Tri-Track Series, the Modified Racing Series, Pass, ACT, ISMA, NEMA, all of them. You know, I mean, just they got a great year planned for their. You know, up here in Maine, I mean, Speedway 95, they put on a couple of big events. Obviously, Oxford with the 250, Beechridge with everything they do. Unity, you know, Nick Huff taking Unity back over. Wiscasset bringing in some tours again and putting on some big events. And, you know, it just, yeah, everything that's going on. Over in Groveton, new ownership. New ownership's always exciting, you know. And then, you know, the Nelcar and what they're doing. So there's just so much going to be happening for the 2015 season, and we want to talk to some of the tracks and tours and some of the drivers as they get excited. You know, people making moves. I mean, you heard from Mike Moody moving up to the Pro Stock division. There's other guys. The young man from Scarborough won the Sports Series championship at Beechridge, making the step up to the Pro Series. Big jump. Obviously, some other first-timers going into the Pro Series over there at Beechridge. Rusty Poland. Few other ones. New cars have been built, you know. Other cars have been refurbished. Drivers have changed. You know, just yeah, I just get excited as I think that it's right around the corner, which it is. I mean, we still have a lot of snow out there, but once it starts melting, it's going to melt quick. So, you know, get prepared. You know, get your stuff ordered, get your apparel ordered, get your, you know, your season passes bought, get your race schedule. You know, real curious to talk to some fans. We're going to bring some fans on the show, talk about what their 2015 season looks to. As most fans, they kind of get themselves to that one track, and that's what they go. But I want to hear about some of the other highlight events that they're looking forward to seeing. As we put, you know, we're going to put our own schedule together and where Mainely Motorsports can be seen at the track this year. As we hope to hit every track and some of the bigger events and bring you highlights back to the viewers, our fans, you know, and love hearing from you and any suggestions you have. You know, go to our Facebook page and let us know what you'd like to see, what you do like, and, you know, and as we do, and we got some changes going on in studio that we're trying to get done, so you'll see a different look with some of the different things we're able to do and bring you, you know, our viewing audience. So really excited about 2015. We're 2 months into it already, and it's just a matter of time before you get to smell the race fuel and hear the burning tires and, you know, the track announces and everything. So don't, you know, just keep thinking positive. It's coming, and we're going to bring you all the highlights we can from all over New England, and then obviously we end our year at the Snowball Derby, and really look forward to that. And I hate to think about the Snowball Derby right now, but it'll be here before we know it. And I'm not trying to sound like a downer, but it will be. But I hope you all enjoyed this week, and like I said, for the vendors that support not only my stuff, but the racetracks and anybody that supports this sport, the scroll sponsors, all of it. You need to, this is the time of year you start thinking about them, and, you know, just throw that little, hey, supporting you because of you sponsor so-and-so at Oxford, or I saw you, you sponsored a race here over at Lee USA Speedway, or, you know, I saw your scroll on Mainly Motorsports. So that makes them aware that the money that they're spending in motorsports is getting recognized, and it's up to you, the viewer and the consumer, to make these people realize that. So until next time, I'm Steve, and I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Mainly Motorsports.